Hi, my name's Natalie Wu, and for my final project, I did a redux of the game Pong, which we had done earlier this year as another project slash classwork thing. So here's a quick demo of the game. You click enter to start the game. And let me pause it real quick. Alright, so while that's paused, so basically what I did to this game is I took what we originally had, like the basics of what we had for the game that we had to turn in, and I just add some tweaks to it. So obviously the main tweak you see right when you play is instead of 2 paddles there are 4, and some tweaks that you'll see as you play along are I made it so you're able to slow down your opponent's paddle if you hit a specific key on your keyboard, but at the same time your opponent can counteract it by hitting a key to slow down your paddle or hitting a key to bring back his paddle. I changed the ball speed depending on which a certain amount of hits were made, and also the ball speed would change if a certain score was achieved. So let me move. Oh, there we go. So if you see here, um, it says, oh, if there's this many hits, the ball speed will change to that, and then after that it resets back to 0, and then the ball speed resets to the original one. And then I think there was, let me see if I can find it. Over here, it should be in the, oops, where is it? Oh, it's not here, it should be in the, yes, here. So if it's 4, ball speed increases to 6, 7, 7, 9, 8, and then it ends at 11. So there were some problems I encountered while making this game. One of them was actually just the paddles. Like I had to, I had to like really think about like where the paddle, because I knew how to bounce the balls off the paddle, but like I had to try to figure out the specific areas. So like let's say especially the top and bottom paddles, which are, oops, I have no idea where I went. So like these 2 paddles, I had to figure out. Let's pause that. I had to figure out where they should be hit because it was like especially like where the ball had to be hit to, like what part of the ball. So like I had to like really slow down and like break it into sections. So like I would imagine it in my head, and then luckily I was able to figure it out. So here you, that's not what it is. It's gonna be in the ball update. So look, I just had to slow down, break it up into like little pieces, like work on it one at a time, like specific parts. So I would focus on the top paddle first, and then once I got that finished, I'd focus on the bottom paddle. Another problem I encountered is just like, oh wait, so here's like where where the code is. So like I just had to break it up in my head to like, and I had to like visualize it, and then I would type it out. Another problem I encountered is just like the tweaks and like changes I made in general for the game, because you kind of just make it out of like whatever you think. So I had to like try to like look through the entire code, think about specifically where each tweak went. So like for the ball speed, I knew it had to be in the ball update, but like I had to think, oh, how can I make it so like the speed changes and that. But then as I continued coding, I realized I didn't necessarily need it in the ball update. I can do it like in this paddle update just by saying ball dot speed to change it, because in the I already identified the class and stuff. So that's definitely something I could have changed moving forward. Another problem I encountered was I wanted to like pause the game, but like I didn't really know how because we've never learned it. So here's the pause code. So I kind of just went out and did my own research on it. So I went on Google and like typed up how to pause a game in Pygame. So then I just like went through videos, watched it, and then applied whatever I learned into here, which I was able to make, the pause function with a continue function based on a video I watched. So it wasn't too difficult, but it was definitely difficult in the moment because I never knew how to do it, because I didn't want it to pause and then have the game continue playing while it shows that black screen. So that was definitely something. Looking at outside resources definitely helped with that. One more. Uh, there are more problems for this, but one of the bigger problems I encountered was. I would probably say creating the paddles, because like the top and bottom paddles, like the new ones, because it had been a while since I actually like came back to this. It had been maybe 3 projects since I came back, so like it was very it was kind of overwhelming to a certain extent. It was kind of overwhelming to try to figure out how do I create these paddles. Like there's no way I can use the same paddle class as the first 2 paddles, the horizontal paddles. So I had to like think for a second, and then I realized that I could make. I knew I had to make a second paddle class, but like I ended up making 2 separate instances because I was really confused on how, like, because it'd been a while that I didn't know how like I was able to make these 2 paddles with just one class, but like they were at different X positions. While this one had to be in different Y positions, but like towards the end, I kind of realized I didn't need the 3 paddle classes. Like just as I was finishing up the project, I realized I didn't need the 3 paddle classes. That I can just it's basically the same X position. It's just you change the Y position. So like something I could fix after this video is to change this X pos to Y pos, and then when I call on making the paddle, I would just vary the Y pos, because these 2 have 2 different Y poses. Not sure why the 0's there. Doesn't need to be, but yeah, I could just change the Y pos instead. So I'm definitely gonna fix that before turning this thing in. So yeah, that's basically my project. Here's a demo again, just of like. Actually no, I'm not gonna do a demo. Actually, like overall, I learned a lot from this project. Like I learned that I have to like slow down and like just break things up into pieces, because sometimes I tend to like rush into something without actually knowing what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I can just break things up into pieces, write them down on a piece of paper, and like just visualize first and then go right ahead into coding, like bit by bit. Don't just rush into it. So that's definitely something I've learned from doing this project. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, just learning how to slow down a bit more, and also just if I don't understand something, I can also just like research it, and if I don't understand the research, then to ask Mr. Lee or another teacher, like whoever my teacher is at that time, just like use your sources and stuff. So I've learned a lot about myself and the whole process of coding through these projects that we've done over the years, not just specifically Pong Redux. So yeah, here's a quick last demo of the game with all the tweaks added in as well. So if I click, I believe it was, oops, that is an issue, but I think that just adds character to the game, like when it just spazzes out on it, because you don't know where it's going to end up, if it's going to fly off the screen or what. So I think it adds like a cool little thing. So if I click M, you can see it definitely slows down the blue paddles to your advantage, but if I click E, the blue paddles speed right back up. And then if I click F, the orange, you see the orange paddles slow down a lot more, but I can counteract that with clicking L. So yeah, it's gonna, and then because it hit a certain amount of hits, it slowed down to I think a 3 or 5. Yeah, 3 ball speed. So yeah, let's put this game to the end. There we go. So yeah, that's my project. Thanks. And then, oh yeah, one more thing is I had to. There we go. What was that? So yeah, that's the project. Thanks for watching.